often do Jehovah's Witnesses commemorate the death of Jesus? Jesus commanded his followers, "Keep doing this in remembrance of me." Some feel that it should be observed monthly, while others observe it weekly, daily, several times each day, or as often as a person feels is appropriate. This confusion comes from how some Bible translations render 1 Corinthians 11:25-26. As often as you eat this loaf and drink this cup, you keep proclaiming the death of the Lord until he arrives. Because of the word often, some believe that Christ's death should be commemorated frequently. Thus, they commemorate it more often than once a year. But what is the real meaning? When Apostle Paul said, "As often as you eat this bread and drink this cup," he wasn't telling Christians how frequently to observe the Lord's evening meal. He did not say, "Do this often," nor did he set a schedule like daily, weekly, or monthly. Instead, he was emphasizing the importance and meaning of the event, to remember Jesus' death until he comes. Paul's focus was not on how often, but on why. The phrase "as often as" simply means whenever you do it. Do it with deep respect and understanding. It is about the attitude, not the frequency. No wonder different Bible versions render it this way. NLT says, "every time you eat." NIV and ESV say, "whenever you eat." The Jerusalem Bible says, "whenever you drink it." But how do we know it should be done only once a year? First, Jesus Christ instituted the memorial of his death on the same day as the Jewish Passover, an annual event. Reasonably, the Lord's evening meal would also be an annual observance. Jesus instituted it after sundown, Nisan, on 1433 CE, following the Bible's lunar calendar. Since the Passover was celebrated once a year, it is fitting that the memorial of Jesus' death also be held once each year on that date. Second, Apostle Paul connected Jesus' death with another annual Jewish event, the Day of Atonement. At Hebrews 9, verse 25-26, Paul said, "Neither is it in order that Jesus should offer himself often, as indeed the high priest enters into the holy place from year to year on Atonement Day, with blood not his own. But now he has manifested himself once for all time to put sin away through the sacrifice of himself." Since Jesus' sacrifice replaced the annual Atonement Day sacrifices, it is appropriate to commemorate his death annually. There is no scriptural reason to observe the memorial more frequently than once a year.